Let me tell you a story, see, about a guy named Stingy Jack. Today on Cooking with John Gruber Halloween Special. So there once was a man from Nantucket. Wait, wrong story? Sorry. This story about Stingy Jack is actually where we get jack-o'-lanterns from in Halloween, a long tradition of jack-o'-lanterns. Stingy Jack was a, miser and a conniving gentleman. He was a con man, and so he conned people into giving him money for no reason. In fact, that's probably where stingy comes from. Anyway, Stingy Jack once went out for a lager at a tavern. Long story short, invited the devil for a couple of drinks as well. Well, he had one drink after another drink after another drink. Yes, he was an alcoholic. Move over, liver. I'm busy, right? So he asked the devil at the end of him drinking if the devil can transform himself into a coin to pay the barkeep. So, of course, the devil, being up for the challenge, turned himself into a coin. But Stingy Jack, did he pay that barkeep? No, he did not pay for what he drank. He took that silver coin that the devil had turned into and put it in his pocket. Now, because there was a silver crucifix in his pocket or a cross in his pocket, the coin stayed the coin. The devil couldn't transform back into the devil. And if I'm not mistaken, the devil was also supposed to reap the soul of Stingy Jack that day. But he made a deal with the devil. He said, devil. Yeah. No, I'm not doing dialogue voices. So he said to the devil, he's like, look, come back for me in 10 years and then I will release you from my pocket and you won't have to worry about anything. You can turn back into the devil, go away, come back for me in 10 years. So the devil agreed, actually, as the coin. Don't know how that happened, but that's the story. And so he ended up releasing the devil from the coin aspect. Well, 10 years later, fast forward, Stingy Jack is still around, still not going to hell where he was supposed to go to, and the devil comes back and says, ha, knock knock, tick tock, it's time for you to go to hell. And Stingy Jack said, all right, but and if I'm not mistaken, there was like some sort of apple tree involved, kind of like an Adam and Eve sort of thing. Well, anyway, so this story gets kind of confusing. But the devil turned into fruit on a tree first, and Stingy Jack carved crosses in the trunk of the tree, and the devil could never come out of the tree. And he said once again to the devil, I will release you from this fruit tree if you let me go for, another 10 years. And so the devil did. Or actually, I think it was eternity, not just 10 years. Well, at any rate, so Stingy Jack finally kicked the bucket. All right, Stingy Jack was on his way to the Golden Gates. And heaven said, you don't belong here. So Stingy Jack goes and walks and walks and walks down to hell, down those long stairs. I'm assuming there's stairs to go to hell because everybody thinks hell is below us. All right, so goes to the gates of hell, and of course the devil stands in his way and says, don't come in here, you're not welcome here either. And Stingy Jack goes, well, what am I supposed to do? And the devil says, here, have a hot coal and walk in darkness for eternity, which is kind of like going to hell. I don't know what the big deal was. Anyway, so Stingy Jack took that hot coal, but he couldn't hold it because it was so hot. He had a hot coal from hell to light his way in the darkness that he was supposed to be in forever. And so he carved out a turnip, put the hot coal in turnip, and then he became Jack of the Lantern. And so the tradition goes that everybody in Europe carved either a turnip or a potato. Potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
And made a little face to ward off the evil spirits, and of course Jack of the Lantern too, because Jack of the Lantern was an evil soul. And there's lots of souls roaming around, lost in the world, and so Yes, it was turnip originally, beets, potatoes, whatever Europeans could get their hands on, and then move on. So the story originates in Ireland, so I guess that's where the potato kind of became a little bit more famous as a jack-o'-lantern. And then when it came to the States, it became pumpkin because they were a little bit more readily available, also bigger. And now, if you remember as a kid, our parents used to break out in a cold sweat trying to carve a pumpkin, but the first thing that they told us to do after they cut the top off was, here, remove the guts. It gives them a little bit of break from thinking of what to carve into the pumpkin. Now, when I was young, we didn't have those fancy, safe pumpkin carving knives and equipment. We had like a spoon to scrape out the pumpkin innards, and we also had sharp serrated steak knives to cut into the pumpkin and make eyes. So it was I would say my pumpkins were pretty primitive. A triangle here, there was never a circle because you could never cut a circle. So it was like triangles and squares, and then some attempt at like a smile. So that is the story of Stingy Jack and how we have jack-o'-lanterns. So let me show you what I'm going to do to, again, serve a veggie platter with carrots in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern. From that story that I told you about Stingy Jack and where the jack-o'-lanterns came from, I created this little bit of a healthy platter for your family, or again at a Halloween party. This is a perfect thing to take with you. Now, I stopped at the dollar store and picked up a wooden jack-o'-lantern hanger decoration. Again, some craft that you could paint up if you chose. I think this makes a great trivet after you. So again, if someone's hosting a party, you can take this with you and just say, hey, this is great for a trivet for a party. Again, Halloween, fall, autumn, Thanksgiving. Halloween, autumn, fall, Thanksgiving. So we're going to actually put this face down. Say face down or face off. Do you remember that movie, Face Off?
I'd like to take his face off.
Anyway, so we're going to do the face down, and we now have just a plain pumpkin look to it. So there's a couple things that I have here. I have baby carrots. Now I cut each one of those baby carrots in a half stick sort of look. So it looks like you put a little effort into it, but minimal effort. It's not like dumping a whole bag of baby carrots on a tray and calling it done. You put a little bit more effort into it. A little more effort, please. You try harder. We're going to be using this as our platter for the most part in this. And I have a couple of things that I'm going to add to it as well. So I have some cut up celery sticks, and then also 2 ramekins for, well, dressings or dips. So this is perfect for those. Now we're going to take our big piece of celery. Now I didn't cut this one down because it has like a root end to it, and I'm actually going to use that as the top stem. So we have like a little top stem with the celery. All right, so that's great, and that will hang off the tray, but that's okay because it won't touch the table or anything. And you know what? I'm gonna just cut that hanger off. Hopefully the host, if they want to hang it, will put a new string on it if they choose. Otherwise, it is perfect without that string. So I have my little celery stump there, and we're going to use the celery sticks as the smile afterwards because it's going to be a little easier. Now the ramekins are going to be eyes, so the next thing to do for this is then to add our carrots all over. It's a pumpkin, it's kind of festive. So the next thing we have is to make a smile. And you are going to have to move things around for this. Put the carrot sticks toward the edge. And again, the reason why you kind of want to cut them in half is to give them a flat side so they don't just constantly roll off here. I promise I won't sing. Looks good. And then celery sticks for the smile. And that then is our jack-o'-lantern. And I will take a picture of it and show you what it looks like when it's all assembled. See you in the next video. Thank you for joining me on the Cooking with John Gruber Halloween special.